Hello everyone, it's Brett here, Lionheart84. Now I'm not going to apologise because this is yet another pineapple guava video, which will probably bore people who have been watching too many pineapple guava or feijoa videos. Now the reason I'm doing this one is I've had a load more fruits drop off my seedling pineapple guava. This is the one that produces the fruits that are virtually completely round. Excuse me, there's a variety of sizes here, as you can see. They're falling off basically because the weather's getting cool now in November, not because they're probably at peak ripeness. But the reason I was doing this particular video is yesterday I picked, or rather fell on the ground, was the one and only decent fruit that I've got on my variety Gemini. Now I only got this plant in spring this year, and it's just growing in a small container, and it's produced two fruits, of which this is the best one, and I found this one dropped on the floor. I think it was on Sunday when I did my pineapple guava video, so I thought it would be interesting, as I've never had this variety before, to cut it open and see if there was any difference in flavour between this and Triumph. Now it also gives me a chance to compare, which I think you'll be able to see on camera, the difference in shapes and textures you get. So this is the unnamed seedling plant that I've got. It was grown, it was bought from eBay maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and it's my largest plant. But I suspect originally it would have come from seeds. Certainly wasn't sold as a named variety, but you can see firstly the difference in shape. The named variety Gemini is a lot longer and thinner, but secondly, if you look at the difference in the skin, you can see that Gemini has got really quite a smooth skin, whereas this one has got a very rough knobbly skin, which seems to be much thicker. I mean, it's certainly not at all soft, so that is typical of, you can see the variation in skin and shapes on feijoas. Whether or not there's any difference in flavours is another matter. I've yet to discover any obvious differences. They all sort of taste pretty much the same to me, but that might be to do with our climate. So what I thought we'd do is have a cut down of this Gemini, and taste it and just see if I could determine any difference at all. It may well not be right, but I think as it's dropped off the plant, it probably is as good as it's like to get. So I'm going to cut it instead of crossways. I'm going to cut it lengthways in half this time. Excuse me, so we can have a look at it the other way across. Okay. Smells like every other pineapple guava I've ever had, to be honest. So let's just have a little taste and see if I can determine any difference in taste, or perhaps in the smoothness of the flesh. Okay, it's not particularly grainy, it's quite smooth flesh. Some of them have quite a grainy flesh to them. It's a little bit more, it's more tangy actually than Triumph. I mean, that obviously with only one fruit, you don't know if that's just this particular fruit in a different position, hasn't had as much sun. Maybe it's affected the flavour. But I have heard sometimes people say they thought these pineapple guavas were a bit citrusy, and yeah, this seems to be a little bit more acidic or citrusy than the Triumph was. Flesh is smooth, it's not grainy. So some of them have quite a grainy texture to them. Actually, what I might do is, it's got a smooth skin, I might just try I don't particularly like the flavour of the skin. This isn't as bitter perhaps as the other one that I tasted, but it would be interesting if they got bigger and sweeter. I would say the skin was thinner. In fact, if I cut one of these round ones in half and just try, that's definitely a tougher skin on the round variety. That fruit's not as ripe anyway. It is edible, but certainly not as ripe as some of the ones I've had. I think, as I said, they're just falling off the plant now because the temperature's dropped lower, not necessarily because they're ripe. Those other ones in the bowl, the other ones that I had in the bowl, I'm going to put in with the bananas and see if I can get them to ripen a bit. But certainly that Gemini was perfectly edible, and was a little bit different in taste to the Triumphs I've had so far. But I think it's going to be 2 or 3 years before most of my plants get to what I call a decent fruiting size and start to produce fruits that are representative of the variety. And it'll be interesting to line up 4 or 5 varieties all at once on a plate and taste them and see if I can determine the difference. I'm not convinced that they have much variation in pineapple, guava flavours, but we'll wait and see. Anyway, thanks for watching. Sorry if it's dragged on a bit, and sorry if you're bored with getting lots of feijoa and pineapple guava videos, but they seem to be my biggest success in terms of cropping at the moment. So I'll going to sign out the video now. Much appreciate it, obviously, if you could give the video a thumbs up, share it with anyone you think might be interested in these fruits or unusual fruits in general. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, and remember to hit the bell if you'd like to be notified of new videos as they come out. And I'll catch up with you all in the next video. Brett out for now.